Thank you. Have a good day. Oh yeah. So they had a European female got on the bus sat across from me. You know, wearing a look at the movement. Look at the movement. Let me stop and let her pass. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, they had a European female got on the bus, sat across from me. You know, engaging in targeting, look, the hand behind the head thing. All right. So let me get close to him. I'm gonna do the same thing to him too. God, look. I did the same thing too, right? I just wanted to show you guys that whenever I do the same thing back to them, all of a sudden they'll stop and they'll turn. This is what they do. Now look at this clown right here. Look at how he's walking. Look at how he's holding his hands, right, with his watch. Do the same thing too. All right. Now people don't walk like that. Men don't walk like that, particularly. All right. So one of the things that I've learned is also through studying human behavior. Now I didn't go to college to study human behavior or psychology. I mean, I did take a couple of psychology classes, right? Because I thought it was going to help me, and it did, definitely, it has, right? In terms of understanding people's personality, understanding the basic psychological principles of human behavior, and how human behavior is conditioned within us in ways that we don't think about, right? Because the vast majority of us is unconscious. Now also on YouTube, they have courses from MIT, and I think MIT and is it Stanford or Harvard, one of them, on human behavior, right? Then on top of that, you have these ex-law enforcement personnel, usually from the CIA or from the FBI, that gives you a lot of the tactics and method and understanding of human behavior. So as a TI, you have to recognize that certain odd behavior people do, and of course you recognize it, but you need to know the terminology, right? The psychological terminology. All right, so when I talk about operant conditioning, classical conditioning, social conditioning, all right, the conditioning of your mind using silent sound, also dark NLP, dark neuro-linguistic programming, and what that process entails. And for example, go look at the film Little Albert, right? Where you'll see in children, they were doing studies on their reaction to certain things, okay? And how we as parents influence our children subconsciously without us even realizing and understanding. For example, you have you put a child next to a rat, right? That child will, most times that child will not even be afraid of the rat until the rat gets maybe closer. And some children may not be afraid of rat at all. So let's say you put a rat next to the child's not afraid of the rat. You send the mother in to the same room, she starts screaming and hollering, right? So the next time when that child is in that room and you put the rat there, it's most likely that child is going to start screaming and hollering based on what that child saw from its parent, right, from the mother. So we teach our children the things that we're afraid of. So they become afraid of it, even though they may not be afraid of it when you're not around. So understanding things like that. This is why it's important that, like I said, as TIs, we understand not only psychological terms, terminology, meanings, but also process, right? The psychological process in which they condition you. All right? Anyhow, talk to you guys in the video.